Hello my friends, today I'm going to put a plant into a leca semi-hydroponic setup. I have rooted these cuttings here in water, so I know it will succeed because it's been in water and it's basically going into water, so it's not going to know any different really. But it's a twist, because this planter is on a slope. And what does water do when it's on a slope? It'll level itself out. But I've experimented with this. I started off with a spider plant. Let me show you. But if I'm honest, I don't really like spider plants. Okay, as you can see, that works fine. The leca isn't spilling out because I measured it properly and planted it straight along the top. But it just looks stupid in this planter. It just looks stupid. It's too wild. It's growing too crazy. And as I say, I'm not the biggest fan of a spider plant in any case. So the method that you use for planting up a sloping setup with semi-hydroponics is you play around in the sink. I had two plastic drinking cups from Home Bargain. One's a pint and one, I don't know what that quantity is, but it's not a pint anyway, so it's smaller. So it will sit inside the larger plastic container. Now, one thing you've noticed, I'm sure, is in semi-hydroponics, when you add something into the water level rises, water displacement. So you're not going to be able to put very much water in here. I'll just move Doris. Allow me to demonstrate. See that water level there? Now I'm going to add this in here just so you can see how the level rises. Right, so it's nearly up to the top. The level is here. If it's picking it up, that's where it is. So the water level practically doubles. As I say, I'm not a fan of spider plants anyway, so I don't care if this goes in the bin. But because I'm a plant person, I can't bear for any plant to be thrown away. I hate it. It just goes against everything I believe. So it will be kept, but it will go into something else. The reason why is because with this planter being sloped, adapted the holes for that. So on the top, there's no holes at all. All the holes are on the bottom. Obviously, because the top isn't going to get any water, because the water will all be on the bottom, not anywhere else. So I'm going to keep this cup and use this, but I'm going to have to remove the leca from the spider plant. Now, leca can be reused again and again, as long as you've got no disease. So you can see this plant, roots very healthy and white. It was propagated in water, so that's all it's known really, and it's, as you can see, it's a good healthy plant. The leaves here, that's my fault for over fertilising, I think, because it can cause burn. So I'm going to go ahead and tip this out. It's a little bit noisy. Gosh, it's certainly loving that container. It's gripping on for dear life. So here's my glass. You can see the holes. So this is a mix of leca, and it's a semi-hydro mix that I bought from Soil Ninja online, which is basically, it's their interpretation of pon, which is, I can never remember the name, leca pon or something like that, which is basically, this is the leca clay ball, and this is the semi-hydro mix. So this is more like gravel size, but that is like quite a larger size. So the plant that I'm going to use in Doris is Tradescantia. And Tradescantia is the easiest plant you could ever grow. That's rooted, that's about 2 weeks that is, and that's rooted. So I've got this mix here. It's got leca in it as well, but because Tradescantia has got quite fine roots really, it's not like the spider plant. I mean, these are massive, look how thick they are. They're really thick roots on that. It's not like that. The Tradescantia, you can see those roots. They don't look long. People would say, oh no, you should have roots on roots. Not with Tradescantia, trust me. Done it loads of times. And Tradescantia, I think people are quite dubious about putting those in semi-hydro because of the fine roots, but it works. I've done it. I've got planters of it. It's fine. I think I've got three plants, different displays in leca, and another one of those is a slanted one as well. Right, that's a nice good one. That's got plenty of roots. And that's not even a Tradescantia. I'm hoping that grows. That's annoyed me, that has. It's annoyed me. I'm fuming. No, I'm not. So what we're doing is we're going to put the leca in, but we're going to keep in mind that it will need to be like that. I'm just doing this to test for Doris's angle. This will tip over, which is what I want. I want it to trail over. I thought I'd show you my other Tradescantia, which is also in a sloping planter. It's a watering can, this one. So, because it's a watering can, obviously if you're hanging it up and you have the reservoir in there, it's going to run out through the spout. So what I've had to do with this one is put it in another container and improvise again. Look at the roots on that. Look at them roots. Wow. And the reservoir is in there, and it's almost airtight, not quite. So, and you can see with that one, it's gorgeous. I might actually take some of this out and start again, because I want to give my mum something nice for Mother's Day. So I might take this out and give her this one. Because Tradescantia is so easy to grow. That'll probably be 2 months and it'll get to that stage. It's very fast to grow, Tradescantia. Very easy plant. Okay. so this is our leca stroke pon mix, hydroponics mix. So what I'm going to do with that, I'm just going to lay it on the top, try and get the roots as flat as I can. There. So the roots are all here and I'm holding it in, holding them all in, and dropping it all on the bloody floor. Just trying to get it all to settle. Now I fully expect this to tip out as soon as I tip it over, which I'm going to let it. Because I don't want excess. I don't want excess falling out all the time. Okay. Now one thing worth mentioning is your leca or your semi-hydroponic material should always be wet. Don't use it if it's dry, because it can take days for that to start having the wicking effect, which is going to take that water up to your roots. And in that time, your plant could get too dry and just wither and die. So always make sure that it's wet. So that's my Tradescantia cutting. So now we need to address the water level. What I'm going to do is put water in this. I'm going to put water in this and then put it into Doris and see how much water I can use, because I think this might be heavier than leca. I'm not sure. Okay, so there she is. So I'm going to take it out. Oh. And take it out now and pop it in there and see what we're left with. So that is the muck that's come out of that leca and the pon mix. Doesn't matter, it just looks awful. Once it's in the planter, you won't see that in any case. So we will want our water level to be no higher than that. The reason I'm doing this is because when you come to fill your reservoirs up when they're low, you'll probably just go in with the watering can doing all this and then it'll start leaking out. But this is why you do this. You will take the cup out, go to that measure there, and it gives you a bit of room for error. So you'll go in with your watering can and you'll put your water in and you'll get it up to the level and then you'll stop. And of course you're always going to put a little bit more extra in, aren't you? Because that's what you do. Your brain can't tell you exactly when you need to stop. So that is a little bit of room for error. I am going to put a bit more in because we've just done the measurement, so I know I can get away with a little bit more. But don't ever put any more than that level when you're watering in a hurry. Otherwise you're going to get a mess everywhere. So that is how you do a Tradescantia in leca into a slanted planter. I don't know if anybody would be interested, but in the past I did a setup with a terracotta pot with leca. Everybody says you shouldn't do it, but I've done it, and if anybody would want to see a video of that, I would be very happy to do it, because you get a bit fed up of people saying, oh no, don't do that. You just try it. If you don't try, you don't know.